different way. But for me, when I help a client or I help a family, it's about counseling the living and counseling the dead. Sometimes the dead doesn't know they're dead, and you have to help them work through that trauma. Same
Yeah.
thing with the living, their trauma could create their haunting. So we have to work through all those phases. And especially for me, I love history. And the
Yeah.
thing is, I tell people, you need to know your history of the location that you're working on, because if you don't, it's hard. You're going to go in and what's your name? You should already know who's lived there. You
Right.
should start calling out names and see who might respond, because
Right.
not everybody's going to respond to you. I could bring somebody else in and a certain spirit might respond to them because of recognition. It's
Right.
almost like going to Gettysburg. If you were a military vet and you go there, the spirits might respond more to the military vet because they recognize that. So
Right.
there is those differences with people's different energies and how spirit will react to them. And I think it's another aspect to look at above science. It's just familiarity with spirits that are close to that type of part of history, and the similarities are always what gets the reaction. So,
I appreciate you mentioning this because I think there's a lot of people that do ghost investigations that don't put that into their array of what possibilities could be.
yeah,
They seem to forget that ghosts are people too. In fact, I do a lot of work with spirits, and I've been told that a lot of them prefer to be called the living adjacent because they don't like the idea that they're referred to as dead,
yeah,
because they're not dead. They're
no,
very much alive. They have feelings. They want to be addressed with respect.
yep,
And so I appreciate what you're saying about knowing names and going in with some acknowledgement because it's becoming more prevalent in my area, and I'm hoping it's everywhere else as well, to have that regard and to just not bombard this haunted place without saying, "I'm here because I would love to talk to you. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your story." Not this, "We just want something for our, media purposes."
yeah,
The ghosts are getting hip to being used. They don't appreciate people coming in and just grabbing data and running away.
yeah.
They expect to be treated with some regard and some consideration, and so I think your approach is exactly spot on. I think that's exactly what people should be doing.
Yeah, that's what we do. With my investigations, on top of that, like I said, I help the living and the dead. There's trauma involved, and some investigators, they get to that point where they don't know what to do with a family that's having a PTSD issue or anything like that. And I run a group. I'm what they call the circle keeper of
Mm,
a group called Wardruna. It's a national group. It's a healing group where we have everybody like psychic mediums. We have the biggest array of shamans, but we also have clinical psychologists, people that do
nice.
EMDR, hypnotherapists like yourself,
Mhm.
anything you could think of holistically. We have a gentleman that's a cook, and he teaches people how to cook for, depression. And we have
Nice.
a woman that does holistic healing with natural herbs. Anything you could think of, we have it. We have backing, and we get cases from actually military hospitals to help people with PTSD through their
Nice.
possible paranormal issue. So this is a big thing, and we have a lot going on. I head it with the help of the woman, my other half there, Stacia Wills, who is also a shaman, and she started this 20 years ago, and they put together a program where they take people from point A to point Z.
Nice.
So if I do an investigation and I determine, with my psychological background, hey, this person's having a PTSD issue, let's send them to our clinical therapist, uh,
Right.
our psychotherapist, whatever we have to be able to help them. And when we're done helping them, bring them back to the situation. A lot of times when you take care of the trauma, the paranormal goes away for them.